Hello? Hello? Hmm. Hello? Ah, so you guys can't hear me. Alright. So we're doing a 50%, 25%, my bad, 25% 50 lap race at Indianapolis in the Indy Cars. We are in Graham Rahal's number 15 Steak and Shake Honda. And we are getting ready for the start. Here we go. We are starting in last because it will make it more interesting that way, and the green flag is out and we get a crappy start. But that's okay, the AI are going to be really slow here for whatever reason. I don't get it. It's kind of unrealistic. Oh! And we're off in the grass. That's the way we want to start our race. Alright. We're behind the number 18 car. We're going to try and pass him. Whoa! Oh! We're up and over. It's a good thing damage isn't on. I'm still kind of new to this game, so I'm still trying to feel it out. So, I am racing with the controller. I do not have a wheel and pedals. So, this is going to be a long race if it's going to be like this. I don't know who that is behind us. I hope that's not the leader. So that's exactly how I wanted to start this race. So I skipped qualifying because I'm no good at qualifying. I'm still trying to find the setup. It'll probably help if we change gear here. So I don't think we're going to be racing with or around anybody anytime soon. So we'll just run our race, and hopefully we'll catch somebody or something. The race engineer is happy with us. That was our fastest first sector. Sectors are more of a road course thing than an oval thing. Now I have turned time progression on, and I have turned weather effects on. As you can see right now, it is nice and clear sky, but it could get cloudy. There's some dirt on the track. For whatever reason, the AI, when they go into turn 1, they like to clip the dirt there, or the grass, which is a little bit unrealistic, but it is what it is. They do run realistic lines, they do run realistic speeds, it's just they sometimes clip that dirt. Project Cars 2, they just updated the game like 2 or 3 days ago to make the oval racing feel more authentic. So engineer happy with our pace as we get into the dirt. You really don't want to get into that line of dirt that the AI throw up on the track, because it'll get the dirt on your tires and your tires won't be as grippy. We are still running by ourselves. I have no idea what place we're in. We're probably somewhere in last. That is okay though. I have done some practice races on 25 laps. That were 25 laps in length, so I don't know if we'll have to go into the pits. Because if we do have to go into the pits, that would be rather interesting. You can see that the groove is starting to get really rubbered in. To be honest, I played a little bit of this. I only got this game a few days ago. And I've played a little bit. There's a lot of car racing, prototype racing, Formula One. There's more than that. There's GT1, GT2, GT3 cars. There's touring cars. There's rally cars. There's even some high-end street cars like McLarens and Ferraris that you can drive. It's really interesting and really in-depth. And excuse me. This is probably the most realistic racing game you could probably get on console. Because yeah, Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport, they're pretty good, but this is far better. We can see some clouds starting to develop here, but this is far better because your tire pressures actually increase and decrease depending on how much heat and whatnot. The track, the temperature has an effect. Like right now it's not all that cloudy, so the track is hot and slick, but if it does get cloudy, the track will cool down and get more grip. As you can see, the line I'm running is actually starting to get darker because more and more rubber is being laid down, so more and more rubber is being laid down on the groove, which will make that groove very grippy, and anything outside of this black groove will be very slick and potentially hazardous. So yeah, our pace is matching the leaders, which is good, so hopefully sooner or later we'll be catching them. Now, of course, once we do get into the draft, if we get into the draft, we'll be coming a lot faster. But I don't think we're going to get the draft. I know this is probably kind of boring, excuse me, just me running around in circles babbling on, but it's my fault. Really didn't get that great of a start. I probably should have just restarted the race, but I wanted to give some authenticity. I wanted to make it realistic, because I can't speak today. I want to give it some authenticity. You know, in real life, if you make a mistake, you can't restart. So I just wanted to go with it. But yeah, this game is really meant to be played with a wheel. I mean, on a controller, it is playable. But with a wheel, you could be way more precise with a wheel and pedals. I've seen guys race on this game online, like on YouTube, with wheels and pedals, and they're way faster. Like, you can see that the wheel is barely turning, but if I had a wheel and pedals set up, it would probably be look a little bit more realistic. Because if you watch Indy Car racing, when they do race here at Indianapolis, they really are turning the wheel. And I'm barely turning the wheel here. I have adjusted my input sensitivity for both throttle, brake, and steering input. But it doesn't seem to visually reflect that. So we keep setting pretty fast laps. Oh, yeah, we got in that dirt. We got a lot of dirt on our tire, but we should be okay. It scrubbed off. But I mean, I could check to see what position we're in, what kind of lap timers we're running, but that's not really authentic. So I want to keep it just like this, where it's just the view on the track. So enough about the game. Let's talk about some Indy Car related news. So for those of you who don't know, Indy Car is actually running a new style of car. They're running a universal aero kit, this year for 2018. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want the cars to be equal. They don't want any cars to have an advantage. Because over the past few years, ever since the Indy Car allowed the two manufacturers, Chevrolet and Honda, to use aero kits, each manufacturer has been complaining about one another. For instance, let me change the view here. This is the Honda aero kit. And, well, this is the rear view of it. When we get on the backstretch, I'll change over to the front view. But this is the Honda aero kit. And, you can actually identify the Chevrolet-powered cars and the Honda-powered cars from each other because they both have different aero kits. And, ever since 2015, I believe, they allowed the manufacturers to run different aero kits. They've been complaining about, you know, teams having certain advantages at different tracks. But if you ask me, it's good to have manufacturer competition in motorsport, you know? Because if everybody's running the same equipment, then the manufacturers really can't compete with one another. And it's the same thing for NASCAR, or really any motorsport. You know, so I think it was good that the Honda and Chevrolet in IndyCar were both pushing each other to develop a better aero kit at certain tracks. And IndyCar runs many different aero kits. The aero kit you're seeing on this car is the oval aero kit. They run a road course aero kit, and they also run a short oval aero kit at tracks like Phoenix and Iowa. The aero kit that's on this car now is the Super Speedway aero kit that they run here at Indy and at Texas. So we're catching up to the back of the field. I have the AI on 110 difficulty, which isn't quite maximum difficulty. Maximum difficulty is 120%. I just want to get more comfortable with the game. So we're going to try and go wide. The 18 slows up. We're going to go high of this car. I believe, oh, we made a little bit of contact. I believe that was Marco Andretti's car. I can't quite identify all the paint schemes. So now the stream is just getting exciting. Yay! And it looks like somebody's watching. I don't know who you are or whoever you are watching. So hello and thank you for tuning in and watching me just blab away about racing. I mean, I could check, but I would have to take my attention away from the race, and I don't want to crash. We're running a little bit of a high line. I want to try and stay in the dark area, the rubbered in area. So we're in 6th gear, the maximum gear. And I know you're probably thinking, you know, why in the world would you want to change gear on an oval? Well, yeah, look at that. They're in the grass. The reason why you want to change gear is for different torque and speed. Like, I'm going to change down to 5th, and then change back into 6th for a higher speed. I'll probably be hitting about 240 going into turn 3 at Indianapolis. So that's Alexander Rossi in front of us. Whoa! Big checkup, big checkup! And there goes the 3-car around. They just check. That's the thing. They may have fixed the AI racing competitively, but the AI just does really stupid things like that. And I ended up getting into the back of them because they checked way up. And to be honest, that was kind of my fault. I could have checked up myself. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I do have damage off because of things like that. As I get more comfortable with the game and more comfortable with with the quirks of the AI like that, I will turn off damage. But for now, since I'm fairly new to the game, I'm just going to keep damage off. The next stream I do racing here at Indy, I'm probably going to switch to the Chevrolet, so you can see the difference between the Chevrolet and the Honda Aero kit. But the reason why I'm racing as Graham Rahal, or in Graham Rahal's car, is because Graham Rahal is currently my favorite IndyCar driver. It used to be Tony Kanaan, and Tony Kanaan is a Brazilian driver. Ooh, as we got into the grass ourselves. Let's switch back down to 4th here. But Tony Kanaan used to be my favorite IndyCar driver. And then he really kind of fell off. I mean, he's been racing in IndyCar for, God, since the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So he's been racing for quite a while, and, you know, old talent starts to waver off, new talent comes into the sport, and Graham Rahal just happens to be the new talent, and he has a cool personality, a lot like Chase Elliott. How he has a cool personality. Graham Rahal also has a cool personality, and that's why I like him. Pretty cool fact is that Graham Rahal actually drives for David Letterman. Yes, the famous talk show host actually owns, in part, a race team with Graham Rahal's father called Rahal Letterman Racing. And it's pretty cool. There are the guys behind us. We entered it a little bit high. You can definitely tell a noticeable difference of where the track has been rubbered in. At least in the corners. Oh, guys are going to the pit road, so I guess that we will have to make a pit stop. That's probably why those guys were checking up, was because people were making pit stops. A lot of dirt here in 1 and 2. Well, in 1 and through the short chute, as we caught up to this guy. Another car goes into the pits. Well, this guy in front of me seems to know what he's doing, so... Oh, we got off the throttle, almost spun. That's a weird quirk in this game. I don't know if it's, because I'm in driving with a controller or what, but if you get off the throttle, the car just snaps loose. And, you have to be very quick to catch it. I have no idea who this is in front of me, and I'm kind of hesitant to pass. Oh, as these guys slow up. Oh, we're in the wall. Ooh. Oh, they're wrecking behind us. Jesus. Okay, so when they go into the pits, they like slam on the brake off of turn 4, and then everybody checks up. So, I promise, next time I do a stream that, I won't, wreck into people. You know, I'm not intentionally wrecking into them, it's just I can't check up in time. I just can't react fast enough. Now without crashing myself. Alright, so I got this group of cars in front of me. So I think I'm just gonna run with these guys. And I'm going to pit when a majority of these guys pit. I'm going to slap it up into 6th gear. This is our highest gear that will allow us to reach our top speed of 240 miles an hour. I just think it's amazing how we're very low on fuel, so we're gonna. So these guys are checking off. We're gonna pit with them. Oh, this is one way to enter pit road. So let's see here. Alright, so here's our pit stop. We're taking on fuel and tires. We're all clear. Looks like some guys pitted in front of us, so we will have drafting help. As long as I don't spin the car exiting pit road. Looks like we're clearing our mirrors, so I'm just going to merge right up into the racing line. Looks like our drafting help got swallowed up by a couple other guys, so we're going to be by ourselves for a little bit. But we have run down people by ourselves. Now, for those of you who are wondering that have played Project Cars 2, I am running just the standard stable Indy Car oval setup. I've tried running the loose oval setup and I just could not do it. The car would snap out from under me if I tried to turn. Well, I'm one lap down on the leader, so the leader probably hasn't pitted yet. As we're coming up on a car, I believe this guy just got out of pit road. But I'm going to focus on drafting with him and trying to catch up to other guys. We are catching some draft off of them, but we're not close enough to get into 6th gear. People are still pitting. I'm going to go ahead and put my fuel map back on normal. That way I don't burn through my fuel. So we're starting to close in on this guy. It looks like nobody else will be pitting, so I won't have to worry about ramming into the back of them over and over. There's a slow car ahead. I just got the... Oh! Somebody missed the pit lane. They do that in practice and qualifying. They'll put as little as fuel as possible to try to get a fast lap, because the more fuel you have in the car, the more weight down it is, and the more weight in the car, the slower the car. And they'll run out of fuel and miss the pit lane. Don't know what that checkup was for. I have no idea what that checkup was for, but we just got a whole lot of positions because of it. So they have made the AI competitive. They will run fast lap times. They will race. It's just they do derpy things like that. I still think that car was still stuck there. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a yellow because of that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that there is only... Oh, we're getting passed by this guy here. So I'm just gonna suck in and draft. No, wait, I still think that car is there, so I don't want to risk passing. Nope. Okay, that car, they got that car off the track. So, so I could have made that move work, but just want to be cautious. We're going to slap it up into 6th. Unable to pass him. So it looks like we're getting through the corners a lot better than they are. I got into 6th too early. I didn't have enough pull from his draft. Now I just gotta be careful sitting behind him like this because I will get less downforce on the front wing. Oh, try not to get it into him. I did have to check up. The race engineers telling me to cool down the tires, but in practice they haven't affected me when I do overheat the tires. So we're just gonna keep pushing. But as I was saying, you got to be careful when you're sucked up behind somebody like that because it takes air off the front wing, and you have a lot less front grip. So you depend on the tires more, and I could understeer and crash into the wall. So thank you, mysterious person, whoever you are watching. I probably should have checked who you were when I was in the pit stop. So more streams are like this to come, and I'm also gonna, since I got this set up and I got this working, I'm gonna try doing some Monster Hunter streams. They will be late at night like this simply because of my work schedule. I work nights. I don't get home until about 10 o'clock on the weekdays, 11 o'clock on the weekends. I mean, I guess I could do one tomorrow during the day. We'll see. So as you can see, some clouds are starting to build in, so this will be good for us. It will cool off the track. Cool off the track, make it more grippier, and we'll be able to make some moves, hopefully. I want to get around this guy. I mean, he had one hell of a run coming down the backstretch. I mean, he passed us like we were standing still. But then again, staying behind him is actually a good thing, because it looks like there's a group in front of us that we have yet to catch. So you know what, I'm just going to stick behind him. I got guys behind me, so I think if I just stick behind him and push him up to this group ahead of us, I think we'll get a real interesting race brewing. I'm going to drag the brake a little bit, that way I don't run into the back of them here. I'm not going to change up into 6th. Pull out from them like that, that way I don't run them over. Because I am getting better corner exit off of them. Yeah, you could just see that how well me and this guy are drafting and pushing one another. You can see that we're catching the 3 cars in front of us, or well, there's more than 3. You can see that we're catching the guys in front of us, and we're bringing the guys behind us with us. I don't know if we're still a lap down. I don't think we are. Otherwise, I think the race engineer would have said something to me. I think everybody went through the pit cycle, and I think we cycled back onto the lead lap. Alright, so we caught this group ahead of us. Let's try to make up some positions here. This guy in front of me in the Aero car, I believe. I actually, for whatever reason, my mind keeps telling me that that's Ed Carpenter, but I know that's not Ed Carpenter. Oh, we got into the wall a little bit, but we're okay. Car is buffeting quite a bit. Oh! We just got into the back of Scott Dixon. Oh! Oh man. That was, not how I intended that to go. So it looks like we're gonna have to make more than one pit stop. We're gonna get behind the 11 car here. See, that 11 car is in the Chevrolet Aero body. Or he's in a Chevrolet using the Aero, with the Chevrolet Aero kit, so that's the difference, really. So yeah, it looks like these guys are starting to pit again. So just have to be more careful, because they like slow up right here in the middle of the corner when they should slow up right after they get out of the corner, because there really isn't any room. I mean, yeah, I could pass to the outside, but the outside turn 4 at Indianapolis is really the last thing you want to do. Go watch the finish of the 2011 Indianapolis 500. I can't remember the driver's name, but he was driving the National Guard sponsored car, and it was the final lap. And he went to go pass a lap car, turn 4 on the outside. The car understeered because, you know, he was outside of the groove, the outside wasn't rubbered in, and he smashed the wall. I mean, he still finished second with 3 wheels, but I believe Helio Castroneves got by him to win that race. I'm not too sure. Here's this guy with the Aero sponsored car. God, that car is so fast in the draft. So since I work well with him, that's who I'm going to work with here. Probably should have shifted down to 5th gear, but that's alright. Oh, I got into him a little bit. That's okay, we didn't wreck, we're still going forward, that's what matters. Now if that was real life, I basically would have taken the back end of his car off and we both would have wrecked. And it would have been completely my fault because I got way up on the back of him. But thankfully this is a video game, so inexperienced people like me can wreck in a fragile Indy car all day long. Might help if I change up the 6th. I do apologize if the quality of the stream is quite poor. I really don't have the best of internet. We checked up here, so I'm going to check up with him, but I really don't have the best of internet. So I'm sorry if the stream quality isn't that great. I did set it to we're on the last lap here, so I'm just gonna focus on getting past him. Come on. I was so busy talking that I forgot to change up when I checked up. So I don't think we're gonna get these guys. I know we didn't finish last. I want to say we finished. I'm gonna guess that we finished 13th. Oh, we got a big enough run. Are we gonna get them? Nope, we're not gonna get them. And that was 50 laps at Indianapolis. Oh wow, we finished 7th. We finished way better than I guessed. Wow. And my fastest time was actually pretty fast, a 39.27. So the names of the drivers actually aren't real drivers, they're just, they're fictitious names, liveries, I believe, of the 2016, 2017 series? I want to say 2016. But, yeah, that is a 50-lap Indy Car race at Indianapolis. So thank you for the one person that watched live, and if people who rewatch this after I end the stream, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. After I end the stream, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.